Hi guys, welcome back to the Air Weapon channel. I'm heading down the field tomorrow, so finally get to shoot the crossbow. So whilst I'm down there, I'm going to be taking the SSG10-A2, the sniper rifle that I showed you the other day. But before I take it down there, I want to do the upgrade and put all the bits and bobs on there. And check out that drilled cylinder to match the barrel. Looks nice. So first of all, we have the original scope. I showed you this yesterday. But I also have a different one I want to try. Then obviously we're going to use the high riser, just because the rifle's so long. Then we have the suppressor attachment. This isn't for the Novridge suppressor. This is for the Predator Mag 3. Because I've put my Novridge one with the ghillie suit on at the moment, because I'm going to do the ghillie suit video on Saturday. Then we'll be putting the bipod on there. Here is the piece that you need. I have two versions. This is the correct one, the Novridge one. That's to put the suppressors on. Then obviously the sling mounts. Then we'll put on the magazine holder. We'll put back in the spacer for the stock. We'll test out all three magazines, because when it came back to me last time, it wasn't working. Then we have two springs. This one's a 475 FPS, and this one's higher. And then I'm also going to be putting in the drilled cylinder, the new one as well. I'm also going to be stripping the whole rifle down and cleaning it, doing the maintenance beams. I'm going to have the cylinder out. And to do that, we'll be using the Novridge cleaning kit. Comes with everything you need to clean your guns. Right, so let's get to stripping the gun down then. Oh, and whilst I got the gunner pad, I can't remember if I took the foam out to send it back to the shop or if I left it in there. So if there's no foam in the stock, I'll also be filling the stock up with thin foam. Right, let's get to the stripping down then. Right then, let's get to stripping the gun down. There you go. So, Allen key, one screw here. Send to him, put him safe there. Second screw here. Put him safe over here. Third screw here. This one's a little bit tricky to put back in. It doesn't like to sit properly. So you have to be careful not to wring this one off. When you put it back in, out comes your trigger. And then with a little push, off comes your stock. So what I wanted to check was the wadding has been taken out. So I will refill that now. And I also need to take off the backs actually. I won't bother taking that off. I don't actually need the extra one in there. So I'll leave that on for now. That's still filled up by the sounds of it, but the rest is hollow. So we'll get to that in a minute. So now, in here is a tiny little screw. So we will get a little screwdriver for that one. Maybe a different screwdriver. Oh man, they must have glued that one back in. There we go. Out he comes. That one over here. Now you can untwist the barrel. A lot of twists there. There you you go. There's your barrel then. It's looking a little bit scraped up in there. So this is the cylinder. So now you're going to need two things to go in here. Alright, so now we can untwist. The spring's going to try to force itself out at this point, so see. So there you go. That's actually looking quite clean since I last stripped it apart. But we'll give it a clean anyway. There you go. So there's my inner tube. Mine's been coated to stop the rattle. Alright, so everything looks okay. So we're going to change this spring now. And I also need to get the cylinder out. Right, so here's your bolt and your cylinder bit. So now we got to get this bit out. If I remember correctly, it is a case of undoing these two screws. There you go. Get them two out. Out comes your trigger. Put that aside there. And there's the old cylinder. Right, so basically what I had to do with these to make mine so quiet was file all the outside there and the inside, smooth it over. Because when you first have it, every time you draw it, it was grinding. But that's quite smooth now. And I've already done the same to the new one too. So what do we need? We need Allen key. Undo the end here. There's a little spring in here as well with a ball in, I think, if I remember correctly. So be careful not to lose your spring. There comes your bolt, and there you go, all apart. So we'll put this one on the side. Get out the new one. And then we will put the old one back in the box. Because technically the old one is a new one. So that's that one done. Right then. Now, the new one. Let's get off the end. We are going to need the Novridge maintenance kit. Right, so I'm going to want a little bit of cleaning rags. I'm not going to clean the barrel because I already cleaned the barrel. The barrel didn't even need cleaning. I put a tissue down there. There was no dirt on there whatsoever. First of all, the old spring is going to go back in this packet and the new one is going to come out of the packet. So let's get the old one back in here. So this gun now will be up to 475 FPS, I think. Whereas it was only chronographing at 420 with the other spring. So this is the new spring. So now we're going to apply some mech oil out of the cleaning kit. And we are going to put that on one of these rags. Really soak the rag up. And apply that then to the spring. Oh, this spring's a bit rough, it's sticking to the rag. But yeah, just get that all over the spring. Cover every inch of it, a little bit more. And then put that in the gap of the spring. And then just twist it all the way down. And that'll cover the inside of the spring then as well. I know it's a little bit time consuming, but it's alright. You don't have to do this very often. Only every like 5,000-10,000 shots. And that takes a long time with a sniper rifle for most people. So that's the spring done. Then I'm going to want to get this bit done. Nice and greasy. Right then, let's put that aside. Check it over there. Wash my hands a sec. Right then, so that's that one done for now. So we're going to get out the thick silicone lube. And now we're going to do the same here. Cover this in some lube. This one's the thick one, so it's not coming out so quick. Right, and then actually, before I do that, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to apply some in here behind the thread, just one layer all the way around. Put it in upside down, drop it all the way down, and there you go, job done. Right, so that's everything oiled for now until we put it all back together. So, if I remember rightly, we have to put, I'm careful not to lose the spring, put it in back in here. Alright, so that's there. Where's the screw for that? So cylinder done, let's put it back on now. Careful you don't lose your spring and your little bit from there. So I suggest putting it in upside down. Alright, so that's in, hold it in place so it don't pop off. Oh, sugar. I'm going to apply a little bit of screw glue to that. So you don't want to use too much because otherwise getting it back off is a nightmare. So just apply a little bit of screw glue to the end there. And screw him in nice and gently. And screw glue should evenly spread all the way down. And give it a nice tight lock, but not too tight so you can still undo it again. There you go, that's nice and tight. Working okay. Right, so he's all greased up on the inside now. So now I need to put the trigger back on. Right, so now that's all assembled properly. I'm going to have to put the ring back in. It goes in a specific way so it can lock back in the thread on the other side. So that then will slide in here. But because that is going to have a little bit of friction, what I might actually do, no, So this is silicone lube. I'm just going to put a tiny smear on that ring. And there's a rubber in there as well. So I'm just going to put a tiny smear on that rubber in there. Because you don't want to cover all the outer cylinder with grease because it'll just collect with mud and stuff. So that's that one done. That's that one done. This got to go in upside down. So the fin bit pointing out. And then we'll drop the cylinder in then. Oh, sorry, that if I put it in the right way. And drop that in upside down. Right, so now I need to put the trigger on. As we get the trigger, actually, no, he's already greased up enough. Put a tiny bit on there. Right, so let's get this lined up now. Trigger back on. So let's put them down there for a second. Let's get the two screws that we need, and we are going to use a screwdriver for this one. And same again, a tiny little bit of screw glue on the end. Only a tiny bit, don't need to overkill it. Because remember, you got to get these back out. So is that lined up properly? Yes, it is. Get the one screw in here. Second screw. Where's the screw? Alright, let's get him in here. There we go. Make sure the trigger's all lined up nice. Yeah. So that's that all put back together so far. So far it looks like that. So that's working nice already. It sounds nicer, look. And that's even without anything in it. Alright guys, so we're gonna put the new spring on here now. Now we are going to drop it into the cylinder. Then we are going to, before we put this in here actually, with a rag, let's get some silicone oil on here. Oh, that's mech oil. That one, silicone oil. And a dab. And we'll get that on the rubber all the way around. And the same on this one. All the way around. And then tiny little bit on it. Tiny little bit more. Let's get that on the end there. Quite thick, this thick one. Right, dab him all up so he's all greased and ready to go now. So now we're going to drop him in here. And then we are going to, what do I just do with that cloth then? Gonna get a little bit more silicone oil. And just do this O-ring by here. So yeah, that O-ring's nice and greased up now. So now we're going to put him back on here. And just to get it nice and tight, because I don't have a tool that goes in the holes. There you go. No damage to that. Very nice. So he's all put back together now. All done, all working. Nice pull. That's much stronger pull. Bloody hell. So yeah, let's get to putting him back together. So far, we have completely changed the cylinder, cleaned this, changed the spring, and completely serviced the gun. So everything is all up to scratch, nice and clean and tidy. Just going to get some of the grease off everything. Right, so let's get the grease off all of this. Clean them all up nice. Alright, so now we have our pieces. We have our springs. What's next to do on here is let's get off this end. They should have made this with two flat bits to take it off, because if you don't take it off for a long time, it's a nightmare. It just doesn't come off, and you have to use a pair of pliers or a monkey wrench, and then you're at risk then of damaging the end of your gun. So here's the original one. This is actually the Novridge one, and the one for here is in the Novridge box. So we are going to then attach him to the end. It's a long thread on this one. There you go. Don't need to over tighten this one, because you are just accidentally over tightening it makes it too hard to get off. But luckily the end of this got an Allen key slot for you to drop a stick in and do it. So that's that done. Now we are going to put on, where is the piece? The suppressor piece. There we go, little Allen key. Where is the little Allen key? Here he is. Let's do this. No, we need smaller again. Right, so now we can drop on this one. When I put the ghillie suit on, obviously I'll take this one off and the Novridge one will go on there then, but at the moment there's no point in putting the Novridge one on because I've ghillied it, so for now this will be fine. So that's that. Let's put him back together. Hopefully I've put that plastic ring back in the correct way. Where is it? In here. So let's drop him in. Screw it nice. Now this, for some reason, doesn't screw up completely tight. It stays a little bit slack so you can get the screw in properly. This feels like it's not catching right. Right, so there's the hole lined up. So now what I'm going to do is put a little tiny bit of, where's the screwdriver? Going to apply a tiny minute drop of screw glue by here. And then we'll get this screw in, because you don't want, oh sugar, you don't want this one coming loose. So just make sure he's completely all good. Alright, so that's all done, nice and tight, screw glued. And that's how he's looking so far. There's the end cap, what that looked like. Sugar. So let's get these lids back on the oils. Highly recommend these Novridge cleaning kits, really good. So let's put him back in here so we don't lose him for the future. So they're done. We've got this done. We've got these done. Next step, stock. We're going to just get some padding inside here. So let's start off with checking out how much space we got. So we have a little bit under here, not too much, and then a bit over here. So we got a couple of chunks here. Let's try these ones out then. Let's see if we can get one of these folded over. Maybe we might be able to get them in chunks. 1, 2. I could fit one more chunk in there. There you go, 3 chunks. I'll go in there now. Will that drop in? No affecting. That's lovely. We could fit one more down in here. There we go, that's that one done. Now we're going to get one block all the way around here like that. How heavy is this stuff? This stuff's quite good. So where's the hot up going? Here. Alright, so let's get another one of these in here like this. We're going to cut him by here. So far he's looking like that, and it's quite squishy, see, so it won't affect the barrel or push the barrel up in any way whatsoever. So I've already done that to the inside of the stock. And then we are going to want a thin piece here. Where is... So that's going to sit here. So we're going to want it from here. This piece will do. No. Let's try... Try this piece. We'll cut that here. There you go, look at that, fits absolutely lovely. Perfect, so now we're going to want to do the same for here, but before I do that, I'm just going to want to make sure that my screw is tight, because this does come loose, so I am going to put a rail on there eventually, because it does come loose quite a lot with a bipod on. There we go, that's nice and tight. So just the last bit now is by here. And what I'm going to do for that one is I am going to cut out this piece. Actually, I could even do one better than that. So basically, you can't really put any filling in here or here because your hop up's here and your screw has to come here. So inside the stock is completely full, and then that little bit, the rest of the stock is done. And believe it or not, that little bit makes a huge difference in the sound dampening on the noise of the gun being fired. So now we have all the foam in, the barrel, cylinder and spring done. Let's drop him in here like so. There we go, perfect. So that's fitting in nice now. Let's get the screws in. First of all, we are going to want to put the trigger guard on. Slide that under here and drop that down. Then you're going to want to take the extra long screw, put that in there. You have to be careful you don't round this one off, because sometimes it doesn't catch properly on the other side. There you go, that's that one done. So next up is, don't put the original screw back in now, because we're going to use the longest screw to put the magazine holder in, and the original screw doesn't fit. So we're going to take the new screw with the washer, drop him in here, and then we're going to take the old screw and put that in the bag so we don't lose it. Because if you ever take this off, you can't put that screw back in. He'll damage your cylinder. So then we're just going to screw him in. Don't want to over tighten it, but at the same time, you still want it tight. So that's that done. Then the last screw. Take him, drop him down, screw him on. Takes forever, doesn't it, guys? And you guys are going to have the speeded up version. Alright, so that's all done. And he's looking something like that. So now, going to put on the bipod. Then we're going to take our mounts, quick release mounts. drop them in the sides, and we have another one for the other side. Right, so now he's all looking good. Let's get the high riser rail on. Right, so now the scope. So suppressor on the end. And magazines, and that's it, guys. He's good to go. So then, guys, thanks for sticking with me. I know this was a long one. It might have helped anyone. I'm not going to put the... I also have these FPS spacers, but I'm not going to put these in the gun yet because this spring's not staying in here. This is a high-power spring just for my testing tomorrow. Then that spring will be taken out. The 475 spring will be put back in, and then it can be used for an airsoft gun. So basically, this is what he's looking like now, so you can all get to see him before he gets his ghillie suit attachments. When the other suppressor's on is massive, but it looks nice, doesn't it? I mean, check out that drilled cylinder to match the barrel. Looks nice. So, last bit to show you now. 2 slots underneath. 1 for 1 magazine. And then obviously, I'm not going to put a loaded magazine in, empty magazine. And there you have your 2 magazines underneath then. Ready for if you need to drop out and just quick release, pop, drop them back in. Lovely, lovely. So, hope you enjoyed that, guys. It might not be interesting to many of you, but it might help some people out, especially if you already have one and you've never done that before, or if you got one and you're thinking of doing it, or even if you was thinking of purchasing one of these. So, me personally, myself, I haven't had no luck with this gun. I've not yet been able to use it properly, and I've had it for nearly a year, but everyone else I know who's had this gun has never had a problem with it, and it performs amazing. So hopefully I'll get the same experience tomorrow when I use this thing now, because he is lovely. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow down the field when we're shooting some stuff. I had some requests of someone to shoot water balloons with the Cobra Adder, as they seen someone do it with a gun, and I think they said they managed to only get through 6 or 7. So I personally think the crossbow will go through a minimum of 10. So I've got a bunch of water balloons and we'll try that out. And I'm also going to be shooting some cans of deodorant dangling over a fire with the crossbow and see if we can blow them up with this as well. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day, good video. It's the only nice day left where I am, so got to make the most of it. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and thank you all, guys, and see you all tomorrow. Bye bye for now.